What is up, YouTube? What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fight Library. This is also episode 220. If you missed the UFC Vegas 46, go watch that. We broke down the main event between the two, and it was great. On to KSW 66. I'm your host, Blaine Henry. If you're joining me for the first time, follow me on Twitter. My URL pops up right here somewhere every now and then, which I should be doing it in a couple seconds. Anyways, Blaine Henry TFL is my Twitter handle. Hit at me on there. Tell me what you thought about the fight, what you thought about the podcast, what you thought about the video. If you want to support me even more, though, Patreon. Fight Library on Patreon. New stuff comes every Monday. This week we got Cyril Gahn and strike speed variability in rhythm. We're talking a little bit about that, so you guys will enjoy it. And new stuff every Monday. Get at me on that. KSW 66 time. Marian Ziolkowski and Borys Mankowski, I'm sorry. I'm going to butcher these two guys' names, so y'all get ready for it. My coon ass can't keep up. Not with these polls. Anyway, so, shameless plug, I interviewed Marian Ziolkowski before the fight. Check that out. It's pretty cool. And I just like plugging my stuff because I work hard on it, and I think you guys would enjoy this one. He's got some cool quotes, and I got some cool graphics coming with him tomorrow. Anyways, so Borys started out this fight in round one, pushing the pressure, and he's the former welterweight champion, so he's got the muscle advantage. But it was really interesting because Marian was bigger than Borys. So I'm going to use these two guys' first name because I can't keep saying Ziolkowski and Mankowski. I'm going to mess that up terribly. So, Borys, he got Marian to the fence, and Marian's the defending lightweight champion, and Borys came down to fight him. Anyway, so he used his size, but it didn't work the first time, and we would see it work in the second round, but we're not there yet, right? So anyways, Marian, he's really light on his feet, and he has a beautiful 1-2. If you've never watched this guy fight before, it's just a beautiful a jab. He's an orthodox, so it's a straight left, and then a straight right in there. He fires it right up the middle. It's nice. He has a beautiful, and he uses it differently in the whole fight, in which we see at KSW 66. So Borys, though, the tail of the fight for him was to get to the ground, and we saw that he got the body lock against the fence and knees, but no takedowns. He was suffering trying to get this. And as he shot for the hips, Marian did a good job of circling out. Now, Marian's last loss was against Metsus Gamrot, which was a unanimous decision, and he won the belt in his very next fight. That one was for the belt, and he won the belt in his next fight after Gamrot vacated and went to the UFC. So he struggled on the ground, and this was another good test because Borys came in and tried that. So near the end of round one, you saw very beautiful, that 1-2, and like he'll double up behind the jab sometimes, which is, I love that. That's great striking. But this time he 1-2. He came with it again, and it was perfect, This guy, though, he's just hitting. He's got a meat head and wouldn't knock him out. This was a really good fight for him to take, too. So another round two, beautiful, beautiful jab. So Borys, what it drove me nuts, he has a fast and punishing leg kick that he was hitting Marian with. And Marian, he posts up on that lead leg a lot, a la Conor McGregor style. And you could really cause some damage to the leg doing that and mess with his power, his mobility, and ability to stand in general. But, yeah, anyway, so instead of kicking the leg and getting the takedown, which would have worked wonders for Borys, he just blitzes in and bum rushes and pushes against the fence. But in round two, he finally locks his hands. He gets his hands locked. Oop, I hit my mic. Sorry. And he grabs him, picks him up, and slams him to the ground. Now, Borys did a good job. He moved to half guard here. And you see half guard instead of people playing in full guard because there's not as much a chance for submission. And you can control your fighter better there and get some more ground and pound in. And Borys stayed in half guard. Marian was content on holding, but there was no, effort for him to scoot to the fence, which I was worried about it. I was like, oh, this might be the beginning of the end here for Marian. And Borys, he kept him there, but Marian wouldn't scoot to the fence. It was only a couple feet away. And he should be wall walking there, getting to the fence, and using the wall as his support, as his like post to get back up. But he didn't do that. Round ends with Borys on top. Round 3, Marian comes with more straight shots, but this time you notice he doesn't fold. He knows he's been there before. He lost to Masud Gamrot like this, and he starts pushing forward. I love it. You know, a lot of times once a fighter gets taken down and beaten by that, when they get taken down in another fight, they'll just kind of crumble under the pressure, I guess. Marian did not. So kudos to him. And then I noticed in this round 2, Marian started throwing the right cross to the body. So I told you he has that beautiful jab, and a beautiful too, but he follows up the jab different every time. And this is another thing. He throws the cross, and now we see a cross down low to the body, which, keeps him at bay, works on his cardio. But this guy's big, and he keeps coming forward the whole fight. So it paid off, but it didn't like change the game for him, which was, whatever. Borys pushes to the fence again, but Marian, he gets the whizzer. He keeps Borys from locking his hand. You can tell he's been working on his takedown defense. Borys, he started with more calf kicks, but he wouldn't follow up with that. He's just throwing them for throwing them. Round 4, another variation of coming off the jab. So Marian throws a jab, but then he doubles up. Like I mentioned earlier, he doubles up on the jab. He doubled up here, 1, 1, 2. So jab, cross. It was perfect. Like, he used the jab great. Borys caught Marian swinging wild with a low hook, and he times the double perfect. Okay, I'm like, oh no, we're going to the ground again. He's not going to be able to get up. This time, though, I guess his coaches reminded him in his corner because he crossed the fence. He's on all fours. He kind of gave his back up. Okay, no sweat. You can't be needing the head, at least. This ain't one championship or rising. And he gets to the fence, and Borys has the back. But Marian keeps fighting the hands, keeps writing, and he gets out. Another real cool thing you'll see, because I think Marian will end up in the UFC for sure. Another cool thing you see, he has this pawing right hand, like it's almost a hammer fist he comes down with after his jab. It's like a right hook he throws, and it's beautiful. I like it. It's just kind of slappy. It's kind of, I don't want to compare this guy to Muhammad Ali, but it's kind of like the slapping shots Ali used to throw, just kind of pap, 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 pap. It's not going to kill you, but it will add up. And they added up. Marian, he's throwing the jab, and Borys came. This was a really cool moment, too, in round 4. So he throws the jab, and Borys comes overhand right, which that's a common counter to it. But when Marian is throwing the jab, he throws his elbow up and catches that. You'll see Dustin Poirier do that a lot. Jack Slight calls it the hillbilly shoulder roll. I don't know if that's the actual common name for it. I've just heard him say it. It's not really a shoulder roll he did there, but he did block it with his elbow up, which was pretty cool. I liked seeing that. So more blitzing from Borys. He just ran out of things to do. He ran out of attempts. I don't know what else to do. Round 5, Borys throws a kick, and Marian catches it. And he catch, when you catch the kick, you're supposed to, with your lead hand, pop like that. Now, we saw with Impa Kasanganay, was it him? No, it was Joaquin Buckley with the Taekwondo kick, the epic back kick, but, whatever. That didn't happen. Instead of holding it and standing there, Marian decided to walk forward and dump him. And he dumped him, but he didn't get on top and do any work. But he dumped him, so that's a point for Muay Thai. But this isn't Muay Thai, bro. This is MMA. Right catches Borys, slips, he falls down in this round. One more takedown against the fence for Borys, and he couldn't get the job done. Wasn't enough. Great showing though for him. That was a tough fight for Marian Ziolkowski. This guy was a former welterweight champ. This is a lightweight battle, so he fought a stronger guy, a guy who's going to grapple with you. I like what I saw from him. I think he's a real good fighter. I think he's got a future in the UFC. Will he be champ? Probably not. Lightweight's a tough division to be good in. But he could try. And that would be really cool. Just saying. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please drop a sub, drop a review. It's great for the channel. It really helps me out. Twitter, Blaine Henry TFL. Patreon, Fight Library. I'm your host, Blaine Henry, and I will catch you for UFC 270 pre-fight podcast. Yes! I'm out of it. Later, guys.